Welcome to my channel and thanks for watching the video. The reason I decided to make this video was because I had the same exact problem and I had to dig internet for it. So I, put my time and searched for it and solved my problem so that you don't need to just search for anything. All you have to do is to do steps one by one. And remember that each step that you do, if it works, fine, everything's good. But if it doesn't, do not revert the changes. Go to the next step without reverting the changes, okay? And the second thing is, I have tried to put the steps from easy to the hardest, okay? The first step worked for me. I hope it does work for you as well. But if it doesn't, as I said, just go to the next step without reverting, okay? So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So the very first step that worked for me is that we have to go in power options and set the hibernation from usually it is 180 minutes to 0. Okay, so let's do it together. So the very first thing is start menu, then we're gonna go to search, then we're gonna search for power, which I don't know why it doesn't. Okay, so power, as you can see, as soon as you write the power word, it will appear on the first, so we're going to click on it. Then we have to go in the right part of the screen, additional power settings. Then under selected plan, we have to go to change plan settings. And then so we have to click on change advanced power settings. Then under sleep, we're going to click, as you can see, if you click that plus sign, it gives you a couple of more options. The option that we are looking for is hibernate after, so we're going to click on plus. If you're on a laptop, it gives you an option for battery, but if you're not, it's okay, it's just plugged in, okay, if you're using a normal computer. So when you click on that, mine is already done, so all you have to do, whatever you see there, just delete it and write 0. Okay, and do not click on anything and do not hit enter or anything, just go to the next one plugged in, okay, and then make sure that it is 0 there. And then after you do this, you're going to click apply, make sure that you click apply, then you're going to click OK. Okay, if this step works for you, that's fine. If not, let the settings be and go to the next step. So now in this step, which is the second step, we're going to go to the same settings that we were previously, but this time I'm going to change something else, okay? I'm going to disable allow wake timer. So let's go and do that once again. Start menu. Then we're going to search for power. Okay, then we're going to choose power and settings, then additional power settings, then under selected plan, again change plan settings, change advanced power settings. So again in sleep, you click on plus, okay? After you click plus, the last option that you see, it says allow wake timers. When you click on the plus of allow wake timers, again, if you have a laptop, it shows you on battery as well. But if you're using a desktop computer, you just only see plugged in. So make sure that both of them are in disabled mode, okay? One of them should be enabled by default, but make sure both of them should be in disabled mode, okay? Then after you disable, all you have to do is to click apply, then click on OK, okay? The third step is actually a different approach. So we're going to search for security and maintenance in Windows search. And then we're going to change allow scheduled maintenance to wake up the computer. We're going to disable that. So let's do it. As soon as you click security, okay, the word security, it will just pop up. So the first option is security and maintenance. So you're going to click on that. Then you're going to click on maintenance. Okay, then you're going to click on, it says change maintenance settings. After you do that, as you can see, mine is already unchecked, but if it is checked for you, all you have to do is to uncheck this option and then click OK. Okay. The fourth step, the fourth one, is what we try to do is to disable the waking power in the Wi-Fi card, because sometimes Wi-Fi cards are able to wake the computer. So let's do this together. So all we have to do is to again go to Windows menu and then search for ncpa.cpl. Okay, if you search for that, you should see it in the first place. So we're gonna just do that, or you can directly search for it, or you can, as I said in the PowerPoint, you can also do run. So search for run. Okay, I'm gonna search for run. Then you can write it here ncpa.cpl. So you can do both. Okay, but whatever it is, you should see this window. Okay, and usually your Wi-Fi card is the one that's green, the one that's connected to the internet. So you're gonna right click on it, then you're gonna go to properties. Then after going to properties, you're gonna click configure. Then in configure, you see there's a tab right up there. It says power management. You're gonna make sure that allow this device to wake the computer is unchecked. Make sure that this is unchecked and then click OK. Okay. So the fifth step is kind of like, it's getting a little bit harder because we have to do a couple of stuff in device manager. Now the fifth one and the sixth one and I think the seventh one should be kind of like similar, because we're doing something in device manager, but in different parts of device manager. So the reason that I didn't put them all in one step was because sometimes these are separated. So one of them may work in the first place and one of them may not, and that's why I just want you to do each step and then wait for your computer to go to sleep and see if the problem is solved. If not, then go to the next step. Okay, so let's device manager and keyword. Okay, so let's go to start menu, search for device manager. Usually when you write device, it automatically pre-populates. So let's go to device manager. Then let's locate keyboards. You're gonna click the arrow to the left. As you can see, I don't have any other keyboard, I'm using a laptop, so I don't have any connected keyboard or any wireless keyboard. But just to make sure, all you have to do is to actually right click on each and every one of them and go to the power management tab. If there is no power management tab, that's fine. Okay, it's okay, so you don't need to actually. I don't think if none of these have none of them in my case, hopefully none of them have. But if in your case it has, make sure that you right click, then properties, then go to the power management tab and uncheck allow this device to wake the computer. Okay, so the next step is kind of similar. We're going to go to device manager, but this time we're going to go to mice and pointing devices. So let's do this again. So okay, so this time we're going to look for mice. It's exactly underneath. Again, I am my mouse hopefully doesn't wake the computer up, so I'm pretty much sure that if we do right click and then properties, we're not going to see any power management tab here. Okay, let's do this. So we don't see any power management, but in your case it might be different, so make sure to check all of them. Okay, and the seventh step, again we're going to go to device manager, but this time we're going to go to the USB controllers. Okay, so device manager. Okay, so this time we're going to head over to where it says universal serial bus controllers. Okay, So you see a lot of these, okay? Make sure you go one by one, because this is important, as I said. You have to just have the patience to go one by one. So all you have to do is to select and then right click and then go to properties, and then you're going to head over to the power management tab, and if the allow this device to wake the computer, if this option is available to you and if it is checked, make sure to uncheck it, okay, so that your computer so that this device doesn't wake your computer from sleep. Now hopefully in my case it is grayed out, which means that it means three things. First of all, either it means that in BIOS settings, which is pre-Windows kind of OS, if I want to put it in this word. So in BIOS, it may be something that prevents any sort of USB device to wake my computer. That's the first thing. The second thing is maybe this particular device, whatever it is not capable at all to wake the computer. And the third is something that, I don't really know. It's not out of these two conditions, okay? So hopefully in this one, it's grayed out. So let's go, for example, to NVIDIA Type C. I know that this one, if I click on properties, power management, you see this one is not only not grayed out, but also has the checkbox. But I'm not gonna uncheck it. Why? Because it's the USB Type C port on my laptop. And maybe in the future I want to use it to wake the computer, okay? Maybe I want to attach something that has the ability to wake the computer. But in your case, it's up to you. You can just uncheck it if whatever thing that you have attached. But be aware that unchecking all of these things mean that these devices will not be able to wake your computer up at all. So if you want, you can just revert this in the future, okay? Now, another reason that I don't uncheck it right now is because I want to show you something in the next steps, okay? So let's go to the next steps. Okay, so from step number 8 till the other steps, like upwards, things are getting a little bit harder, but don't worry. I will show you how you can do it. So once you try it, and you will see how easy it is. So in this step number 8, what we're gonna do is to see which devices are able to wake our computer, and using command line, we're gonna just disable them, okay? So the very first thing that we have to do, like always, is to go to Windows search bar, then look for CMD, then right click on it, and then run as administrator. Okay, so right now we have the CMD. So the command that we're gonna use for seeing which devices are able to wake our computer, we should use powercfg /devicequery wake armed. I already have it in a Word file, so what I'm gonna do is to copy, as you can see. You can also do the same thing. As I said, I will provide these commands underneath the descriptions. So I'm gonna just paste it here, and then I'm gonna hit enter. As you can see, it says NVIDIA USB Type C port is able to wake my computer. So if I basically it means that if I connect any USB Type C device, it will be able to wake the computer, such as a mouse or a keyboard or anything, okay? So what we have to do right now, based on the step guideline, is that we have to use another command to disable this thing. So first we need to copy its name. As you can see, please pay attention. What I'm going to do is to left click, okay, and select the name of this, and then right click. It's right now copied. So let's go to my file that I have here. As you can see, so I have put two commands, powercfg devicedisablewake, and then in between the quotations, what you can do is to delete device-name, and put the name of the device that is able to wake your computer, okay? And then you're gonna copy this. So let's copy the whole command. Make sure to copy the whole command, and we're gonna just paste it here. So as you can see, the command is pasted, powercfg -device-disable-wake, and then the name of the device in between the quotations. So if I hit enter right now, what this thing is going to do is to disable that functionality of the USB Type-C port in my laptop, but I'm not going to do so. I'm just going to delete this because I want it to be able to actually wake up my computer later in the if I connect any USB Type-C device. Right now I don't have, but maybe later I want. So for any reason, if you just want to enable this functionality, all you have to do is to go back. Okay, here's the file that you have. So let me just Control Z and then Control Z. So the command underneath, I mean, I'm talking about this one, the command underneath, powercfg deviceenablewake, and then device name. So this will enable, if let's say by chance or by mistake you just disable the device from waking your computer and you want to give you want to just revert it, all you have to do is to find the name of the device and put it here in the command. Okay, so no, sorry, so let me just go ahead and copy this command that we had, like first to see which. So this is the device name. Okay, copy and put it, so delete this device name in second command and then put it here. So right now, if this device is disabled, all I have to do is to put this command powercfg deviceenablewake and then the name of the device in between the quotation. So if I hit enter, if it's disabled, it's going to enable the functionality. Okay, this is just for you to be able to revert back if you've made a mistake. Okay, so that's it for the 8th step. Let's go to the next step. Okay, so step number 9 is again, as I said, is a little bit harder than the previous step. In this step, what we're going to do is to see which tasks are able to wake the computer, and we're going to do it in Windows PowerShell, which is an elevated command line program for Windows. It's more capable than the CMD. Okay, so as you can see, basically all we have to do is to, like always, look for Windows search bar, then we're gonna type in we're gonna type in PowerShell. If you write PowerShell, it will bring Windows PowerShell, but you can just write the whole thing Windows PowerShell, then right click, run as administrator. So here we have, this is PowerShell. Okay, this is Windows PowerShell. Let me just, we don't need this to be this big. Okay, then what we have to do is to type Get-ScheduledTask, where $_ waketorun. I don't know what this is, so let me just go ahead and copy the command because I have it in my Word file. Okay, this was for previous. Okay, so step number 8, get scheduled command. So this is the command. I'm gonna put it in the I'm gonna put it underneath the video so you can copy. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this, then I'm gonna paste this exactly the same way that you pasted in CMD and hit enter. So this actually returns some of the tasks that are able to wake the computer. We don't care about those that are disabled. Okay, those that are disabled, we really don't care about them because they don't run. We care about two groups. In the status section, we care about two groups. The first group is the one that are enabled, so you see them enabled, and the ones that are ready. Hopefully, in my case, there is no enabled task, which means that there's no task that is right now capable of, there's no task that will run and wake my computer. However, as you can see, there are two tasks here that are ready to be triggered. Okay, so we're gonna find them just for the sake of this video. We're gonna find them and we're gonna disable them. Okay, disable the functionality of waking. How can we find? It's easy. If you just look at task path, you will find it says the task path is the first one is Microsoft Windows Update Orchestrator, and then the task name. Okay, the task name is AC Power Install. Here's the task name. Okay, so that's how you can find it. So let's go to our step guide. Let's go to our step guide. So this is the step guide. Okay. As you can see, after we find the tasks, all we have to do is to look for task scheduler, okay, in Windows search bar, and then we're gonna right click on it. No, we don't need to right click. Actually, you can just open it the way you open normally, and then we're gonna find the task, and we're gonna disable the functionality. So let's task. Okay, as soon as you write task, it just brings task scheduler. So this is my task library, task scheduler library. I'm gonna click on the arrow button. So if you remember, the path was Microsoft. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Microsoft, then Windows. Then if you remember, it was something like Update Orchestrator. So let's see if I can find under U. It should be under U. Yeah, here it is, Update Orchestrator. And the task name was AC something. Okay, as you can see, this is the task name. This is the one, AC Power Install, I think. Yeah. So what we have to do is to right click on it. Okay, we go to Properties. Then after we go to Properties, we go to Conditions. And as you can see, it says wake the computer to run this task. Okay, so we're gonna uncheck this and we're gonna click OK. Now it might give us an error because we are not the built-in administrator. Okay, so let's go back to our guide and see what we have to do in this situation. Okay, so right click Properties, Conditions, we did. Uncheck wake the computer to run the task. Okay, and then click OK. If it gives you any error, you need to go to the next step. So in step number 10, as I said, what we have to do is to actually enable the Windows built-in administrative account and repeat step 9. Okay, so let's just do that. So we're gonna use CMD to do so, and as you can see, I already have the commands. So let's just first bring, like always, CMD, then right click, then run as administrator. So here's our CMD. Okay, so now let's go to our command line. This is this should be actually number 10. Let me see. Yeah, so times enable the, so this should be number 10. Unfortunately, in the file I had it mistakenly so should be number 10 because right now we're in step 10. Okay, net user administrator active. Okay, so this is the command. We're gonna copy and we're gonna go to CMD and we're gonna paste it. So if I hit enter right now, the built-in administrative account is going to be enabled in my computer. But I'm not gonna do so because definitely I don't, right now my solution, as I said, the step 1 has worked for me, so I'm not gonna do so. But for you, you need to. After enabling this, the built-in administrative user, now all you have to do is to, according to the, let's go back to the guide. According to the guide, you have to then sign out of your own user account. Okay, so right now here's my user account. Let me show you. When I click on it, so it gives me my user account. Then I go to Power. Okay, then as you can see, no, sorry, not Power. So I click on it, I click on the username, then I'm gonna click on sign out. So if I click on sign out, then I would be able to see the Windows built-in administrative account. Then I would have to actually log in with that account. Okay, and then repeat step 9. Again, if it is successful, you have to disable, and the way you can disable, it's really easy. The same way that you enabled the built-in administrative account. Okay, so let's go to CMD, right click, run as administrator. So this is our CMD, and then let's go to our command section. Okay, instead of this time instead of net user administrator active yes, we're gonna do a net user administrator active no. Okay, that's very simple. We're gonna copy. So I'm not gonna copy. Sorry, it's not sure why it's not copied. So I'm not gonna enter because I already have it disabled. So for me, I don't need to. I just want to show you how it's done. Okay, but as I said in the guide, only if the step worked for you, because sometimes the step might not work for you. As I said, okay, username, sign out, sign in with the administrative account, repeat step 9. If a step 9 is successful, then continue this step and disable the built-in user administrative user account. If not, okay, you would have to go to step 11. So in step 11, what we have to do is to find the task scheduler library, and it's kind of like similar to step 9, but with this difference. We're going to select the task and right click and go to properties, general. This time, so if there was any error in the step 9, we have to take the ownership of the task that is enabled. So the way we do this is very simple. Okay, this is the continuation of step 11. So let me show you how it's done. So let's go to task scheduler. This is our task scheduler. Then we go to task scheduler library, then Microsoft. Of course, in my case, again, as I said, you have to see previous steps to understand this. Then Windows. Then we're going to go to update orchestrator. Let's find, okay, here it is. It's the first step. If you want to take ownership of this step, and remember that you have to do all of these things while you are logged in with the built-in administrator. Okay, so we're going to click on this. We're going to click on properties. This time we don't go to condition tab. This time it's very easy. As you can see here under security options, you have the option to change user or group. You're going to click on this, and in this field that you see, you're going to write administrator, and then you're going to click on check name. Okay, so I think not sure why I didn't. Okay, so here it is. If you, sorry, I had a typo. If you write it correctly, it should pop up like your Windows administrator. If I click OK, what will happen is the ownership of this particular task is going to be transferred to the built-in user, the Windows administrator. Okay, then I will be able to disable the task or disable the wake functionality. Okay, and the way you can disable the task is very easy. All you have to do is to, okay, go to properties. So you go to conditions, and then you click on wake the computer to run the task. Okay, you can also, if you have the privileges, you can also use the disable button, but I don't recommend disabling the whole task. You can just disable the wake functionality. Okay, so that is how it works. So let's go to our guide. Here it is. We're in the continuation of step. Let's go back. So step 11, the first thing that we did, we went to task scheduler. Then under task libraries, we found a step tasks that were able to wake our computer, and then we decided to disable them. So we went to properties, general, change user group. Then we entered the object name. We entered the word administrator in the object name, then checked name, then clicked OK. After that, what we did was to click on properties, then conditions. Then we unchecked the option that says wake the computer to run the task. And then we clicked OK. So after you do this, while you are logged in with the Windows administrative account, make sure to always, all the time, disable it. So for disabling it, all you have to do is to sign out of it. Okay, and then sign back in with your own username, and then go to start menu, search for CMD, then right click, run as administrator, as you can see, and then as I said, you're going to copy this last command that says net user administrator active no. I'm going to copy this, I'm going to paste, and if I hit enter, it's going to disable the built-in administrator. Okay, so the last step, step 12, is the one that we have to work with BIOS. Okay, so if we go to the BIOS, usually we can disable the whole functionality of waking in BIOS, but the reason that I put this step as the last one is because if you don't know what you're doing in BIOS, you can possibly damage your PC. So please make sure that you do this step with, with consideration and care. So all you have to do is to find, so usually most PCs, when you restart, if you look at the monitor, it says how you can bring the BIOS page. So usually it is with F2. You have to constantly hit F2 to bring the BIOS, but in your case, I don't know, it might be different, might be, I don't know, F12. So by hitting constantly, so first you have to restart your computer, then when your computer is going back on, you need to hit F2 constantly after you enter BIOS. Depending on your BIOS, as I said, you go to advanced, then USB wake support, then make sure that you disable it. Okay, so let's do this together. I'm actually restarting my PC, and as you can see, I have my hand on F2 because I know that F2 is actually the one that brings my BIOS settings. I will show you. Okay, so constantly hitting F2, as you can see. So here's my BIOS. Okay, now I know about my particular BIOS, it doesn't have like that particular option, but where you have to go is to go to advanced. Usually it should be either under USB or under power somewhere here. Okay, under power. So let's just first see USB. Maybe there is no, as you can see, there's no. Okay, legacy USB support, left USB port, right USB port, and so let's see what options we get. So these options only enable and disable the USB functions. Okay, and the way you can navigate in BIOS is by left and right, up and down button, and also the escape button. So I'm gonna escape. Right now I'm gonna escape, and then I'm gonna go to power. Okay, as you can see, after power failure, wake on LAN. Okay, this is also wake on LAN is an ability that allows some commands to wake your PC while it is connected to the LAN port. If you don't want, you can just make it disable, but in my case I don't want to touch it because everything's okay with me. As I said, the first step solves my issue. So battery charged, so wake system from S5, which I don't know what it is. It's disabled anyway, so you can just it has a little bit of explanation. Enables or disables wake system from S5. If enabled, system will wake at the selected date or time via RTC alarm. So again, this is a good thing. Again, it's not related to USB setting particularly, but you can keep this disabled if you have this thing. Okay, you can keep this disabled. So let's just enter. As you can see, it's disabled. Okay, again, it's not related to USB thing, and I don't know exactly what it is, but in my case, hopefully it's disabled. But you can search the name always, all the time, if you don't know what you're looking at in BIOS. So wake system from S5, you can search in Google and find some information, and then after you finished, all you have to do here is to click on save changes and exit. Okay, save changes, but I'm not going to do so. I'm not going to do so because we didn't make any changes, so I'm going to just hit escape, quit without saving, and I say yes. Okay, and I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you.